Hello guys. No one expected this. After all, is Alabama not only a winner but also an inspiration? Could Lane Kiffin say so? Before the news, subscribe to continue receiving more Bama updates. With a strategy directly inspired by Nick Saban's recruiting philosophy, Lane Kiffin has shaped the Ole Miss Rebels' approach to compete on equal footing with college football giants like Alabama and Georgia. By bringing in one of the country's most impressive transfer portal classes, Kiffin is determined to match the physicality and prowess of the elite SEC opponents. During the offseason, Ole Miss bolstered its roster with high-profile names such as former Texas A&M five-star player Walter Nolen, along with Princely Umanmielen and Antwane Wells Jr. This influx of new talent represents Kiffin's ambition to transform the Rebels into a team that can not only compete but also triumph over the conference's powerhouses. Despite steady progress under Kiffin's leadership, Ole Miss has yet to reach an SEC championship game in Atlanta, stumbling in recent seasons against teams like Alabama and Georgia. Last year, all the Rebels' losses were to these opponents. So far, Kiffin has not managed to defeat either program during his tenure at Ole Miss. During the SEC Media Days, Kiffin revealed that the transfer portal strategy was crucial for Ole Miss to compete and build a roster similar to Alabama and Georgia. "We trained better, but we, as coaches, recruited better in our thinking and evaluations," Kiffin stated. "One of the big things was that I thought it should happen in some games during our time here, actually with Alabama and Georgia if there was a problem with duration and size." Kiffin's admiration for the impactful size and duration profile that Saban and Kirby Smart recruit is evident. He understands that it's not easy to get elite players everywhere, but he's confident he has addressed this issue effectively. "I think we addressed that," Kiffin commented. While recruiting is essential, Kiffin knows that execution and coaching are crucial. With the new class of transfers and high school recruits, he believes his team will finally resemble Alabama or Georgia, not just in terms of talent but also physically. The Rebels are ready to compete physically with the best teams in the SEC. It seems that the path Alabama has paved with Saban has always been a great inspiration. Speaking now of Kirby Smart, Georgia's coach and former defensive coordinator for the Crimson Tide, he maintains the conviction that the standard of excellence in the Georgia-Alabama matchups will remain unchanged. "Did you see?" With two of the most prestigious universities in college football, Smart firmly believes that the commitment to excellence will remain intact, even with the recent leadership transition at Alabama. Smart, whose teams have won 2 of the last 3 national titles and 2 of the last 3 conference titles, does not foresee a decline in the quality of future Georgia-Alabama matchups. "These are 2 great universities," Smart stated during SEC Media Days in Dallas. "Both are committed, and the commitment to excellence at both places is very high." The last time the Bulldogs and the Crimson Tide faced off was in December 2023, at the SEC Championship game. That game marked Nick Saban's last victory as Alabama's head coach, with a thrilling 27-24 win that broke Georgia's historic 29-game winning streak. This victory not only ended a glorious era for Saban but also paved the way for Kalen DeBoer, Alabama's new coach, who will have his first chance to face Smart and his team in the upcoming matchup on September 28, one of the most anticipated games of the college football season. "I don't expect the matchups to change," Smart declared. "You're talking about 2 teams that are at the forefront of college football. It's probably going to be like that for a long time. The standard that Coach Saban set there at Alabama, the standard we set. These 2 are going to be together for a long time, and I think that's what's great about college athletics." Since the epic showdown in the 2017-18 national title game in Atlanta, Alabama, the historical record between the 2 teams favors the Crimson Tide, with a score of 5-1. Alabama won all 3 matches between 2008-15, a period when Smart was still serving as defensive coordinator. Georgia's only victory in this crucial period came in January 2022, in that year's national championship game. The next matchup, promising to be a high-level spectacle, is already scheduled as a night game at the iconic Bryant-Denny Stadium. Alabama hasn't played at Georgia's Sanford Stadium since the 2015-16 season, adding an extra element of anticipation and intensity to the game. For Alabama, under DeBoer's leadership, this is a golden opportunity to continue the tradition of excellence established by Saban. DeBoer, aware of the legacy he has inherited, is determined to keep the Crimson Tide at the pinnacle of college football. Expectations are high, and fans are eager to see a team that not only meets but also surpasses the challenges posed by elite rivals like Georgia. DeBoer has big challenges, but he is doing a good job. Alabama, one of the undisputed powerhouses of college football, once again finds itself in the spotlight as it prepares for the 2024 season. This time, it's not just the promise of another championship that puts the team under the spotlight, but also the uncertainties raised by former coach Nick Saban, now an analyst for ESPN, about areas that need attention. At the opening of SEC Media Days, Saban used the first session to share his impressions and concerns about the team he led for 17 years. As he discussed the preseason predictions for the SEC championship, his analysis was both technical and sentimental, reflecting his deep knowledge and connection with the Crimson Tide. Saban, now analyzing college football from a new perspective, got straight to the point when talking about Alabama's chances. Despite picking Georgia and Texas as favorites for the title, he did not hesitate to express his belief in Alabama's potential. "I also believe in our Alabama team. I believe in Jalen Milroe," Saban stated. The mention of Milroe, the young quarterback, is particularly significant, signaling Saban's confidence in the team's emerging talent. However, the former coach highlighted concerns he sees as crucial for Alabama's success this season, especially regarding the secondary. "I just think the question marks in the secondary, until those get resolved, it's hard, in a way, to get into that movement," he said. Saban, who always had a keen eye for defense, knows that a solid secondary is vital to facing the relentless offenses of SEC opponents. Saban's concern is not unfounded. The only returning starter in the defense is Malachi Moore. Although the Crimson Tide sought reinforcements in the transfer portal, bringing in names like Domani Jackson from USC and Deshaun Jones from Wake Forest, along with safeties Kean Sabb, King Mack, and Cameron Howard, relying on freshmen like Xavier Mincy, Xavier Brown, and Jalen Backway can be a calculated risk. Beyond the secondary, Saban emphasized the importance of Caden Proctor, whose return is seen as crucial for strengthening the offensive line. The team's depth, or lack thereof, is another issue raised by the former coach. "If Alabama can stay healthy, I think they have good frontline players to compete with anyone," Saban said, highlighting the need to avoid injuries that could compromise the campaign. Saban also took the occasion to mention the importance of new additions to the team. The entry of talented players through transfers and recruitment reflects Alabama's continued ability to attract and develop elite talent. The combination of experienced veterans and promising freshmen creates an interesting dynamic, where experience blends with the energy and innovation of new athletes. The 2024 season promises to be a real test for Alabama. With Saban's departure from the helm, the team faces the need to adapt and overcome the challenges pointed out by their former mentor. What do you think? Ty Simpson has also been making waves, have you noticed? He just secured a significant opportunity that exemplifies this growing trend. Simpson, a junior, signed a multi-year nil deal with Harbin Motors, a new Ford and Chevrolet dealership in Northwest Alabama, marking an important step in his career both on and off the field. The news was announced by Simpson on his Instagram recently, highlighting the increasing impact of nil in college football. This deal not only offers Simpson a new Ford or Chevrolet truck every few months but also places him in a prime position to promote Harbin Motors. This type of partnership, where players become ambassadors for local and national brands, is becoming more common and reflects the growing appreciation of college athletes. Simpson, who joined Alabama as a five-star recruit in the 2022 class, has shown his value and potential since then. In the 2023 season, he completed 11 of 20 passes for 179 yards and also recorded a rushing touchdown. His performance was crucial in helping the Crimson Tide defeat Georgia, securing the Southeastern Conference Championship and advancing to the college football playoff. Born in Martin, Tennessee, Simpson had an impressive spring, establishing himself as the immediate backup to Jalen Milroe. This position is especially significant given Alabama's history of success under talented quarterbacks. The partnership with Harbin Motors not only enhances his public image but also provides financial stability that can allow Simpson to focus even more on his performances and development on the field. The impact of NIL in college football has been a game-changer for many athletes, offering them opportunities to capitalize on their popularity and talent in ways previously impossible. For Simpson, this deal is a recognition of his potential and his importance to the Alabama team. He is now in a unique position to not only contribute to the Crimson Tide's success but also to build a solid personal brand that can benefit him in the long run. Kalen DeBoer, Alabama's new head coach, certainly sees Simpson as a key player for the team's future plans. Simpson's ability to lead and his consistent performance are valuable assets in a sport where quarterback stability and leadership can determine the success of an entire season. With Simpson and Milroe leading the offense, Alabama is well positioned to continue its tradition of excellence. Does the kid have a future at Alabama? I want to hear your opinion. Comment below.